on a Moon Monday. I'm in the bedroom again because it's warmer up here. I can't bother putting the heating on. It's been on because it went a bit colder, even though it was a glorious day again. So I'll see who comes in. 3 people and 3 thumbs up. Hi, Lois. Ooh. Let's put my drink over there. Got water and I've got what is it? Chamomile and lavender drink. Hot one, so I'm gonna try and get a bit of that before I start because I always leave my drinks to go cold. Let's see. Hello, old rainbow wizard. I don't know why I've got this on there because it just sticks in your face. My little tea strain thing, loose teas, but it's cute. Well, tonight it's going to be a story all about me, because it is my hero's journey, her journey, all the aspects of me and wherever I've come to at this point, right now, today, this minute, this second, in time or no time or whatever. And I'm just going to see if a few more people come in before I start waffling on. But why I'm just getting ready in my thoughts and everything. I was in the garden today and I did write down what came into me of what I wanted to put out so I don't forget. So I wrote it down. Probably just waffle on anyway. But I'm going to try and go through what just came out. And then some other things. And then some videos that totally synced straight up with what a lot of us have been saying and what I've been saying on this channel for ages. And what's been happening and blah, blah, blah. But yes. Hi, everybody finally made a live show. Oh, hi, Chris G. And hi, JP as well. And anyone else who might be there or lurking. But I'll read that out in a minute because it just matches up to everything. So I'm going to get that out, then talk a little bit, then show you some videos and stuff. But before I do, I was in the garden this morning because it was glorious. And I was just working on a few bits and stuff. And then I got my big book out, my big book of magic. My book of shot, it's not really, it's just an art book. My big book of magic. Well, it is magic actually because art is magic in whatever form it comes in. But I just started drawing this this girl and you know, goddess going on there, and it just says underneath it North Star moral compass. Follow your own North Star. Follow your own North Star, not anybody else's, your own North Star. That's why she's got, you can't see properly, she's got the moon behind her, stars, and then a big star here in alignment with her. Follow your North Star is follow your own moral compass. Whatever that is, you know, that keeps you on the light, right side of things, on the goodly side, goddess side of things. So, and then also, I started drawing this in the garden, this lady, and then I started drawing with bits in, you know, the eyes stand for consciousness of everything. I got my orbs in, the birds and everything. And then I started drawing a little bit more. So it's sort of looking like this now. Not finished yet, obviously. But we've got all the women, feminine divine energies going on there. Earth things, flowers, everything. Consciousness and energy and everything. Butterflies for transformation, not monarch training, that some people like to say because they're too caught up in the bloody that shit over there on that side, you know, with the paranoia of, you know, oh my god, Dolly's got butterflies on her arm, it must be monarch training. It's like, really? I have my own consciousness with what I want to do, not what I'm being told to do, or I don't know what they call it, brain to whatever thingamajiggy. That's mostly a lot of celebrities and stuff, but yeah, mind you, there are people that are getting the consciousness hit because they're asleep, but what can I say? Who have we got in as well? We've got Cosmic Heartbeats, hello Cosmic Heartbeat, we've got Indigo Rays, National Memorial Gardens, hi to you Colin. So if all the moderators just let everybody know who comes in when I start waffling, that I'm not ignoring, especially if any new names come in. It's just because when, you know what I'm like, when I go with the flow, I have to get it out because I get distracted very easily because I'm a fish, I'm a Pisces, and I'm like, meh. So remember, this is just how, hi Alyssa, how I come and share my journey on my hero's journey, hero's journey of what makes me move along on my path. Oh, hi Cliff Thompson, not seen you for ages. Hello, it's nice to see people I haven't seen for ages in chat. And I'm just sharing. I'm not telling anybody. Hi Belinda, I'm not telling anybody. Yeah, just tell them in a minute when I get going that I said hi for anyone who comes in the 17 in chat number 9. Anybody what to do, anybody that their belief or religion or whatever it is wrong. All I'm ever doing on my channel is showing you what my beliefs are, whatever that is, how I see things and interpret things, especially through art and certain stuff and energy, and how it is on my path. And all I want to do, hi Sue, hi, all I want to do, Sue, all I want to do, Sue, is be me. Sue's been with me a very long time, so Sue knows what I'm all about, but from the beginning, actually, of YouTube channel. But I'm just sharing what makes me happy and what makes my soul sing, and that's it. So like I said, if you ever see anything you think, oh my God, I'm not into that, or you're from a different religion and you're speaking about this, that's all right, just listen. I'm not telling anybody to come from anything. I'm just sharing with you lot what makes me happy and what makes me push forward on my path to my enlightenment, which I'm already in of myself, which is what I'm talking about tonight, and what I've come to the point of today. And I'm sure a lot of you will see it in yourself, or saw it in yourself, or have read it, or have already gone through this, and maybe you're on the sidelines of cheering me on and cheering other people on, because I know there's people like that too that have gone through this transition. We all go through it at different times. It's not a race, and as I'm saying that, there's 22 in chat, Divine Feminine, and 11 thumbs up, the awakening, whoop. Well, it is an awakening of the Divine Feminine in me, and this is what I'm about to share tonight, so I'm just going to get this out the best way I can. So, before I jump into it, oh no, I've showed you my art, what we're talking about, I've showed you my art, I've showed me art, I'll show you again if anyone who's just come in. Like I said, and I was out and about in the garden today, and I just started drawing this little witchy goddess girl, and I've wrote in North Star, follow your own North Star, which is your own moral compass. And then I was drawing this sort of divine feminine energy picture going on here that I've not finished yet. So that's that going on. Now, I'm going to read out what came in when I was in the garden, and this is all about me anyway, and then it'll go into a little bit of a waffle as usual, and I'm going to show you some videos that popped up today that obviously resonate with all of this. Anyway, what I've always been saying, if you saw the video of when I was out in nature the other day, you know, nature is my church, nature is divine, it speaks to you, it whispers to you. I said that the other day about everything, it makes you happy and it heals, and we're connected that way, but we're also connected to the stars, the moon and the sun and the planets. But I'm just going to read out, because it is a mess, just what came in the garden. For when I start writing, it just all comes out. So hopefully I'll be able to read my writing back, because that's what I'm like, even with my own writing, because I write it down that fast. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. As fast as I talk, as fast as I can write. I call it automatic writing, but anyway, obviously it's about me, so I'm going to know, aren't I? Oh, just cooking some food. Oh, right, so mods be on the ball if anyone new comes in. I'm not ignoring anyone. So it says, my story so far, and I'm just reading this as I've wrote it, so I don't know how it's going to sound. We all have a story to tell, either hardship, abuse, woe, etc., etc., whatever that story is. Or carrying on a story of our ancestors' shackles. Now, when I came to an awakening of how this world works in the world of illusion, I was mad, angry, sad, traumatized, especially for the children. Which is real, but the illusion is how they cover it up, etc. But I'm not going into that because I've done all the stuff on that and I know about all of that. Anyway, I went through many rabbit holes on my quest for what the fuck is this place and why is this happening? Like, where are we? Oh my God. My hero's journey, her journey. I did research of my own, listened to like-minded people, this is over the past few years, and used my research and guidance of what I researched and others to put my jigsaw pieces together. Because that's how it works. Questioning everything and researching yourself and researching yourself is the biggest quest of all. So even through, I did my part on raising awareness, like I've shouted out about a few things, you know, to do with certain people way back, Tommy Robinson and stuff going on over there, and Mr. T and the 17, even though I'm a part of that, as you all know, because it's a part of something anyway. But I'm just saying, I've done all that, shouting and screaming. So even though I did my part on raising awareness as much as possible with Mr. T and you know who, it's not my forte. I'm still with that energy because for me, I see it is coming from an energy of light. And to bring heaven on the physical plane, which is what's happening this time round, it means getting rid of the old structures. So there are people that are boots on the ground and in physical form, like Mr. T and some other stuff, bringing that in. To have heaven on earth, we have to get rid of the old structures, and they are falling down. All will be seen. I don't worry about that. I'm not in fear. But where I am at today is I have many. Right, this was when I said I was going to do a chat. If you saw my, let me get it up. If you saw my picture I put up a few days ago on this chat, and I was seeing if anybody could work out what I was going to talk about. And if you don't know what that is, when you go to my channel, it's got a community page. You go over to the community page, you tap on it, and it'll put a load of stuff up that I might be putting up, like learn to discipline your emotions, because if you don't, your enemies will use them against you. Oh yeah, they do. Be like water, keep flowing. Don't let obstacles stop your flow. Water will always find its way back to the ocean, so don't worry too much of obstacles. That's people as well. You will get round them. I've put just glow to the next thing. I meant flow, so let me edit that. It could be glow. Flow. It's a nice mistake. And it's got, obviously, Bruce Lee on it. But the picture I put, oh no, so there was this one. I put, ain't that just the truth? Because it says, when they think they have some type of effect on you, but spiritually solid and nothing can phase or destroy you, that's when you're building up your aura of light. A few things about Saturn on there. And then, where's the picture that I drew? Let me find it. So there's quite a few pictures. This one. So I said, will you guess what this picture is? And I don't know if, I think only 4 commented or 3 people. Yeah, I'm not going to read them out, but that picture meant, I have to find it again, because it's just in here now. That was meant to be a face that's split, a face that's split, a face that's split. Not with the nose and the mouth, but the eyes. So it's like, meaning many facets, many faces. And I don't mean in the people where they go MK Ultra and they got split personalities. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, I have many faces, facets you could say, which are faces, which are facets. You in all, the past, future and now. You're not just one thing. People seem to think they're just one thing out there. You know, you have your side that you're a bit more feisty. I can be more feisty at times. I have my bit quieter, softer side, my giddy side. There's many different facets to you, different, you could say faces, different things that you're into. I'm not just into one thing, I'm into a lot. Many facets of self, yeah. And why wouldn't you have many facets? Because Source does. I see us all like a diamond. A diamond has many different facets. It's not just one face, flat face. It's like many different things. And you also carry sort of the faces and the energy of your ancestors and stuff like that, and things and lives and stuff like that. So I've just put here, I have many faces which are facets. You in all past, future and now. Because like the stars and the planets, so do they. They all have different energy and aspects, and we have these too. Each planet has a different aspect, like a personality type, or that planet is the personality, or another planet is the habits and the health and the well-being and the relationships and the finances and all that, if you actually look into, you know, the energies of planets and stuff. But they all we all have that within us as well, because we are all part of the planets and the stars and the moon and the sun and so on and so forth. And that's all within us too. So we do get affected off the above as well as the below. Earthly energies, people, plants, trees, animals, Gaia herself, water, everything. Because everything's energy. Everything holds a frequency. And through all these, there's a running theme. Masculine and feminine, both needed. But most of us know there has been a massive, I'm just going to read this, keep reading because it's quite long, a massive suppression of the divine feminine by the patriarchal story and energy that has been for hundreds, if not thousands of years. But there has been a massive uprise, and no, I'm not talking about the pussy brigade, these women that hate on men. That's not, that agenda behind that isn't proper feminine, not divine feminine. Pussy brigade of the feminine energy who protest how bad men are and all that crap of angry women who end up looking like men to try and rival it, you know, that sort of thing, if you know what I'm going on about. Sorry, I'm not into that. So really, show up as a feminine that is rising in you, being your higher feminine. You love strong men and see their place because you are a powerful woman, and see both as one. Because Source God is combined of feminine and masculine energy, just like nature and the universe. Balance. Oh, there's a dream I need to tell you about. Let me write it down at the end because I will forget. See? I will forget. I go on about this dream and then I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'll remember. No, she won't. Balance. So to balance this is to balance yourself, to match that goddess energy. I'm talking about women here. Not because this is about me, remember. This is me writing to myself. This is me writing to myself if you're listening. Not through anger, lack, fear, jealousy, hate, uncreativeness, boredom, lower energy root chakras. How you raise to the light of oneself is through your bliss and happiness and shining every day in a walking, talking meditation. You don't have to sit in meditation. You can do. I know some people who don't. Sasha Stone was talking about that. You can be a walking, talking meditation, which is what I do. You know, when I remember to be in that most of the day. As I've said, what you say to yourself about yourself, what you say in your day, what you say to self about you, your day, your friends, your family, etc. Everything. You don't have to be meditating, sitting down. You become a living, breathing meditator in motion every day. And you keep on keeping on that path, as that is the connection to one divine connection to source. Your tools are your words. Thank you. You are, what did I put? You are the channel for the divine to come through you, and you will express this through your zest for life. No matter what shit is thrown at you, your lightness, your love, your passion and vitality to smile every day and know all of this is okay. The goddess is within you. So if it is within you, you are a spark of goddess God. And the more you know this, the more your spark will grow and beam out of you. This means you're becoming your true self, goddess God. We are all co-creators and it's beautiful. So where I am at right now is me, doing me, and all the things that makes my soul sing and shine, which I've been showing you and which is what I do. People who are not connected do not see this because they talk of lack. They talk of lack is fear, and fear is disconnection and unworthiness. Never trusting, thinking humanity is bad all the time. Well, that can't be true, can it? Because people are awakening to their divinity or realizing now every day, and I see it all the time. As I've said, there is only the now moment, not the past, not even our ancestors, not even all old ways. It is you now. I am my source power. I choose. I have free will. I am not in lack or anything. I am worthy of all. I am loved because I began to love myself over the past 5 years. And that's why the person I'm with today loves me for me, even if he thinks I'm a bit weird. And remember, the word weird means destiny, fate and destiny. Weird means someone who follows their fate and destiny. I am a goddess. There are many matriarchals we go through in our book of life on our path, and I can see which ones I've been, but I didn't stay there. Goddess of love, war, peace, healing, all that sort of stuff, and many goddesses with different attributes to what they were. It's energy, by the way. Shadow as well. All things we go through, but I've realised I have already been and walked through a lot of these feminine energies to the point of the goddess I am today. This is your story now. Not your grandparents, your mothers or your fathers or your friends or someone else. It's yours, and how you write it is so important now. Nothing before matters. Now, old stories don't matter. Constantly repeating old stories, old ways, old habits, old energy is an outdated falling system, Saturn system, of patriarchal control energy. You're bringing in what's best for you, not another or an ancestor, but for you. You can break the shackles of the ancestors by doing this and not, being the slave in the slave system and so on and so forth. The only way to break free is through you and working towards being your higher self in every moment possible, not scrambling over little petty things, causing drama because you can't sort out your own goddamn dharma, constantly putting fear, lack, unworthiness out because you will only get it back. That's an old system. You take responsibilities for your every action, thought and words that come from you, because your higher self doesn't work in fear mode. She is fearless, knowing no other being can dim her light if she knows her power and doesn't give it away. I don't know what I put here. Don't be giving it away to undeserving people who vampire off others and want everything for nothing way of being, because they don't want to jump into the unknown and do their own shadow work and thrive from it, because you actually thrive from doing shadow work. When you release this, when you realize this, you are free in you, divinity. And then I've just put thank you because I was writing to myself. Now, where I'm at today is I know me more than I ever did before. I actually fell back in love with me, because love isn't about another person, it's about you, and being in love with divinity, God source, goddess source, knowing that you're never alone. But when you do begin to love yourself and love the person you are and see the you in everything and the God and goddess in everything and that energy, the right relationship will come in your life because you love you and you will attract it through somebody else. So, yes. So, me today, I'm very, doesn't mean I've got everything together in my life, but where I'm with me personally, not what I've got or where I live or anything like that, I'm talking about me. Personally, me, where I'm at, I'm happy. I love myself. I like myself in that way of I like the person that I am, that I'm still becoming with my higher self, more goddess-like. That's where I'm at today, and everything I've been through in the past 5 years and before, everything when you look back, future proves the past, especially with you know who, the movement, brought me to this today. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for all the rabbit holes I've been down, but like I've said before, I never stayed there. I moved from them. A lot of people are still in there, very deep in there. I moved from there because I knew it was to do more with myself and reconnecting to me and my higher self, my divinity, God and goddess energy. And what comes with that is coming out of judgment, coming out of lack and fear, knowing, you know, everything that's happening now is meant to be happening, because the world is changing, and, you know, certain energies are coming in and certain energies are moving now, like not going to be in the grips of Saturn like we were. The age of Aquarius is coming in, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, but I'm going to let someone else talk because I'm going to have a little bit of a rest. But I'm absolutely loving it, and this is why I say nobody will dim my light, because my light is my light, and all I want to do is shine it out and let people see that when you find your divinity of whatever it is that you love to do and shine, you will find a strength in that, and it'll be the biggest empowerment you've ever found, you know, because you're not, well, who was on today? Gina G does the plasma things, and she was going on about people trying to tell her what she is and what she isn't. Loads of people talking about with Magenta Pixie that I'm going to show you in a minute as well of someone's video. All these attacks that are going around with people who are in lack and fear, and they go around attacking people because they're in lack and fear. They don't even know themselves. They don't listen to what people are saying, because this guy says something I'm going to show you in a minute on the video, and I thought, exactly, there's too many people caught up when they don't listen properly and they're not actually doing the work on themselves to know their own divinity anyway. So, yeah. Oh, and a dream I had, I'll talk about the dream actually, I'll get that out of the way. So, a dream that came in, I was talking about balance there, but last night I had a dream and my fella was there again, so we were in dreams together, but we were on a park. And then, remember, this is my interpretation, this is what the message I got. You might see something different, but this is mine. So, observing, not absorbing, exactly, is we were on a park looking for something again. Well, we didn't know what we were looking for, but it was just swings. It was just a park full of swings, and I was like, park full of swings? I was thinking to myself, a park full of swings, you know, it's just these little tests and initiations. But I did ask for a message. I asked for a message. So there's all these swings, and then me and my fella were sat on these swings, and there's 33 in chat. Christ consciousness. So, and the next minute I look and like there's nobody there, and then I look and there's two men sat on these swings that look like they were really weird because they were like this. They were like rods. More like long sticks, and I think you sat here and then you put your feet on there, but they were like long sticks. They weren't like normal swings. But if you think about it, right, there was two men. These are swings. Hang on. Swings. These are swings, right? Two swings there. You got a man sat on this one, a man sat on this one. I'm looking at these men thinking, I want to sit on that swing. Why are they sat on this swing? Because in my head it was like, why are they sat on them swings? I'm saying to my fella, I want to sit on that swing. Hi, Archangel Michael. And my fella was like, just a swing. I'm like, no, I need to sit on them swings. Why is the two men sat on them swings? So in the end, because I kept looking over, like, I wasn't saying anything. I was just like, one of the guys said, right, let the woman on because she will be more balanced. Yes, Rainbow Wizard, it was scales. She'll be more balanced if she sits on this swing. So the guy got up. So there was a guy sat here and I sat there. So there was a feminine and a masculine. They were scales. This is the balance. It's been too patriarchal. So that was the dream. And then something else went on where we moved from that dream. We were in a foreign country. I don't know where we were. And it was a house again, but the floor was upstairs. There was nothing downstairs. It's always like this higher up, but I see his higher self. I was doing something, probably faffing around with crystals or something. I don't know what I was doing. And my fella went because he was looking for something or doing something again. And then, yeah, get a gold star for me. Yeah, exactly. We've got a gold star for Rainbow Wizard in chat. And then there was a man outside, but he wasn't threatening. He was just outside doing something. But I was higher up in this other building. So we had the man there and the woman there. Not that the woman is higher than the man, but it's saying feminine divine is rising. And then the next minute, I mean, it was somewhere like, it was foreign because it was somewhere like, I don't mean where Jesus was, but it was that sort of windy little paths and things. And it like, stone buildings and stuff. And I was up these stairs again, a white building, and then all these men came out and like chased me off, and I ran down the stairs, and they were all like as if they were saying, oh, it could have been like, she's a witch or she's a Jezebel or she's this or she's that, men, right? So as I ran down the stairs, then they all started laughing because it was a play, it wasn't real. They were playing out the old patriarchal theme that's been going on for a long time, but it was in a tradition of, it was a play, so we'd moved on, but they were showing how it used to be when they used to drive the woman out, because they have drove the woman out, the divine feminine, and they have suppressed it, and has been very patriarchal. So to me, because it was a play and they were showing like the new generation of that's how it used to be, that means we are moving. So that was a dream that I had last night, which I thought was great because it ties into everything else and everything else I've been saying and a lot of people have been saying as well. And now I'm going to show you a video of there was a video of Sasha Stone, but I'm not going to play all that, but I might find a bit because he was talking to Sarah Adams, who was the girlfriend of who was it, Super Soldier, what's his face? His name's just gone right out of my head. From England, what's his name? What was his name? Max Spears. With all that sort of stuff some people talk about, but I don't know about that. I'm not at that level of consciousness. Like, I can't say all that's true because I've not personally seen that myself, but I do like that thing and everything. Can't say it's not either. But Sasha Stone, I love Sasha Stone. Yeah, I love Sasha Stone. He was talking to who was his girlfriend at the time was, see if I can show you a little bit of it. If anyone's got the link, if I sent it to you, could put it in. I'm not going to play any of these for long because you can go and check them out yourself and see what you think. So Sasha Stone. Yeah, right. Just going to find him here. Sasha and Sarah. And they're going on about what's going on and dark arts, because we know there's a light art, but dark arts. And let me see if I can find the bit they were going on about. Quarantined in. So that's Max Spears once we step into our divinity, girlfriend. Then that's going to go ahead and it will be different. We'll be allowed to travel among the stars again, to speak to learn about divinity. So yeah, all over that. And then I think it was about maybe 40 minutes in, they were talking about people who were in lower states of consciousness, and I thought, this is so true, lush and abundant and verdant and prosperous and all the rest of it. And in a sense, it was an experiment gone very, very wrong. But then it remains there. Forgive me, but the accretive corridor between this earth plane and the entire cosmos, all of those macro, meta dimensional elements. So we need to have lenses that focus those dynamics and archetypes inwardly, until boom, pop, here I'm the Adam. And so that's where it's true that each of us is made up of the sun, moon, and stars, because we absolutely are. It's all those elements that have been created into the cellular and atomic matrices that make every single human being. And it's a very beautiful thing. But what steers this body? What steers this physical or material presence? That becomes the importance. One moment, I've got to tell the builders to stop. Debbie! Sorry, we're in the middle of we're doing a lot of building works around here, and someone's using an angle grinder. I hope it's not disturbing the peace. No, I can't hear it. You're doing good. But Mars was one. When you spoke about Mars earlier, completely get it. I mean, Mars is such a beautiful, powerful element to our folly. Mars is there to remind us of our folly, of our the stupidity that we're capable of. So Mars almost certainly was very lush and abundant and verdant and prosperous and all the rest of it. And in a sense, it was an experiment gone very, very wrong. But then it remains there
in a state of suspension to remind us of that
He's
folly.
glowing.
And I think that Mars
He's
is very beautiful
glowing.
for that reason. Of course, now they've got images of taken from Greenland or elsewhere that they're telling us come from the surface of Mars. I don't believe any of that, frankly. None of it. Absolutely none of it. But let's take the conversation elsewhere. Don't start me on NASA.
Don't
So
start me on
because
them
we have
either.
a lot of ancient architecture, like the pyramids, the Stonehenge, and from what I remember, we would use those to teleport to travel among the planets and realms. And recently, I was told the way to light up this ancient technology because it's crystalline. You know that the pyramids are mostly crystalline, and we have
Yeah, because the rocks, aren't they? And I believe you travel in your consciousness anyway. You are the Merkaba.
crystals in our bodies, of course, and we're connected to this crystal system in this planet, and then the moons, the suns, the stars, the planets all have this crystalline structure which channels and passes light. So I was told that this ancient technology, like the pyramid, which is an energy generator too, it would take the energy from the sun, the moon, and channel it directly into the center of the earth, which would keep the earth high in frequency. So we had no deserts, we had no death. People lived for thousands of years. This ancient technology is there for us. And the ETs were telling me that, once we channel, enough of us channel the cosmic light through us, and we can speak to the sun, the moon, and stars, and
Cosmic
ask
light?
the cosmic light to fill us.
I see the
That's going
cosmic
to start
light.
lighting us up. That's going to start lighting up what's called our junk DNA. That's going to start lighting up our entire brain, because they say that you don't use part of your brain. It's going to light up the whole thing. It's going to light up us, and we're going to go into Christ consciousness. And then what's going to
No, because there's a lot of people in the reptilian brain, that little brain,
happen is that energy is going to come through us. And
Anyway,
it's going
just let me
to
try
go
and
into
find
crystals
the
and
other bit they were
pyramids. It's going to
saying.
go into these ancient systems and light up this ancient
Because of my obsession with pyramidology, many years with one is paramagnetic and one's dielectric. So the dielectric universe, the paramagnetic earth are the two kind of things that interface, and the human being that pops off the surface of the
Thank you. Lois has just put Sasha Stone chat with Sarah, so it's in live chat if you want to go and check that out after, because I'm not playing all of it.
earth is actually the perfect technological entanglement between the dielectric, which is the ethers, the air, the thinking, the intellect, the mind, the spirit, the soul, and all
Air,
connected then to the
Aquarius.
physicality. So we are the living embodiment, the organic sentient embodiment of a perfect fusion of the dielectric and the paramagnetic.
Yeah.
So when we reach that flaming point of the collective psionic Christed flaming or morphogenetic flaming, then my view is that we absolutely do not need any technological intervention to reconnect to the iron crystal dodecahedra center of the central sun in the inner earth. That's something which would happen naturally with the embrace of
Right, it's not this
humans
bit.
creating
It
a
was.
I think the inner earth or the Tara element, let's call it the. So I'm familiar with these dynamics, Sarah, really familiar with them. I just don't know, because I know that the pyramids were a blessing for me
Just
in
trying to
as much as
find
it's exactly
something.
50% diabolical trauma. You learn the art of orgasm, the art of euphoria, and the art of
dark
on.
magic and fuel their
look,
So you talk about dark magic. People freak out because they go, "Oh, Dolly's this, Dolly's that." Yeah, light magic, white magic, not dark magic. But let me find the bit that he's saying, because people get triggered by this.
point is, I came away learning that pyramid taught me that I, the Adamite, do not need the pyramid.
exactly.
Don't know how else to put it.
It's
Exactly.
like I've said, we don't need tools and things. We don't need, there's a lot of people like the crystals. I like my crystals, this, that, and the other. We don't need tools. It's us, but it's okay to have them things. But so let's see.
And I've been to the underworld myself, and I went down there so that I could conquer fear and I could master it rather than it mastering me. So it was
What
a
it's all
quite
about.
long journey for 3.5 years, and then I was able to send out of the underworld, and I learned a lot
And if anyone has seen any of Sarah's videos, she used to be really quite not confident, and seeing her today, she's very confident now.
about lost souls, and I learned a lot about people who are
There are a lot of lost souls. Now this bit, what she says, I see this all the time. A lot of lost souls.
and suffering, how there's people walking around on this planet, but their souls are not in their bodies. They're literally in the underworld. And also, another thing that's causing a lot of problems on this planet frequency wise is our ancestors who've been through pain, suppression, war, and we haven't.
And that's why I said a few weeks back, I don't know when it was, or a couple of months ago, I was saying, oh my God, I'm releasing ancestral patterns and behaviours and releasing my ancestors. And I did the orbs and they were flying about, if you remember me saying, of not being in the fear and the woe and the whatever of that. I'm not taking all that energy on, but I'm releasing it to release that off them as well.
Pass the light to them. We haven't been a portal of light to them so that they could ascend into the higher realms.
You get
So
to
we
break
have
it or
them,
not.
their souls in pain wandering around. And I was also shown that a lot of the elite, they actually use those suffering souls,
As we know.
the energy, the dense energy from those suffering souls to
The
fuel.
people who are suffering, it's like she said, the elite use them suffering souls. Of course they do. Anyone vulnerable or anything like that, they use those people because the energies are lower, easier to control.
Their dark magic and fuel
their
their
dark
occult
magic.
arts. So I was told recently that we need to start, sending light to our ancestors and sending love and clearing the karma, and then that's going to release a lot of souls, and in return, that's going to allow the frequency of the planet to go up because they will have ascended into the light,
And I believe that's what some of my orbs have as well.
so that's something that I've been experiencing recently. And going to the underworld, I didn't have to
Because
go.
I'm not being, oh, my ancestors were, or oh, my mother was, or oh, my grandparents were, and oh, I've got to be, and woe is me because they were, and I've got, no.
To the pyramid. I went to the pyramid after I went to the underworld, actually, after I had ascended out of it. Going to the underworld allowed me to see this. It allowed me to see, too, that people were creating their own hell.
Yeah, magic is you. It's your energy.
Actions and deeds to themselves and others when they did negative things. And that, those people too in the end aren't lost their souls, that we can actually send them light and unconditional love. And we have to do that with our family lines, on our mom's side, on our dad's side. That's a lot of the work that needs to be done right now so that we can release all those souls. Once they're released, the entities from the lower realms can't anchor in because they won't have the energies of these
I believe, Rob,
of these lost souls to anchor in onto this planet. And also the
Bloody
elite
feel
will
it.
lose a lot of their power because they won't have the energy of those lost souls to to power up their occult arts and their dark arts. What do you feel about that?
Well, that simple is best. Simple is always best. And I'll give a trick here. The thing is to recognize that the absolution of one's ancestral lineage or dynastic lineage, the absolution principle is a very simple one. You need to step into the joy in the now.
Now,
In order
I love this. You need to step in the joy of now. What have I been banging on about for ages on my channel? Step into your joy. Do your joy. Do what makes your heart sing. Do what makes you happy. Step into your joy in the moment of now. Not in the past where it keeps you depressed. If you're depressed, you're in lower energies. You're in that control, that old structure. I've been saying and saying every time I'm on for months on end, last year, the year before, get in your joy mode, get in your joy, be childlike. So when I see this morning, I'm like, yeah, these are the people that I love as well, syncing up because we know this. And that's why I'm always saying, please find your joy. Journal, find your joy, work out what it is that you need to go and do. Find your joy, find your joy. Like when I was out in nature, looking at, and I'm going to show you another video in after this where a woman says the same thing as me. Saw the daffodils the other day. I'm like, oh my God, look at them daffodils. Looking at me flowers in my garden, a primrose that popped up today. I'm like, oh my God, look at the primrose. Some people are like, yeah, it's primrose here today. Oh no, it's gorgeous. I haven't seen that one before. It's beautiful. So just saying.
to act as an anchor point to absolve your ancestral and dynastic and trauma. You learn the art of orgasm, the art of euphoria, and the art of joy and bliss in the now. That is what your ancestors want for you. More than anything, your great-great-grandmothers and great-great-grandfathers are wanting to be redeemed through bliss and through euphoria and joy. That's it. So don't go trying to project the mind or the spirit back in time and looking at family portraits and trying to do the disentanglements with all this weird alchemization. leave that language. I'm advising people who want to absolve.
The alchemy is within you, what you do within yourself now, not you have to do things for that. It releases when you become in your higher divinity. You become the light. You do the things of joy. You're not feeling suppressed or, oh, my family did that, therefore I must suppress myself because that's what happened in the past. I'm just going to constantly think about the past and what happened to me or happened to them. Oh, why? That's not now.
Dynasty and absolve lineage. Simply focus on the
Now
now.
is one
Pure
every day,
truth, right
exactly.
action in the now is what your family wants for you, because you are the end game for them as well at the soul level. So that's it. Focus just on that, and you carry them with you anyway. God knows you carry the song of all of your ancestors in your blood. It's not like you
Of course you do. It's like I said, when I was out in nature the other day, I knew my nana was there. I knew that energy was there. And when I said I was in the garden, and I remember going past certain areas where my nana was, and they're with you all the time. You're not alone.
invoke it. It's there anyway. But the point is, really begin to understand the art of joy, ecstasy, bliss, and euphoria. But the kind of joy, bliss, ecstasy, and euphoria that does not parasite of anyone else or any.
Let's listen to what he says now. That does not parasite off anyone else, because there's a lot of people trying to parasite off other people. And this is why I say, if you're doing that, you're in lower realms of consciousness and energy, because you don't do that. So, seeing a lot of this going about, that isn't you standing in your divinity if you're doing that, because, like I said before, too many people out there focusing on other people when they should be focusing on themselves and doing the work.
Anything else. That's key, because most kind of joy, bliss, ecstasy, and euphoria that does not parasite of anyone else or anything else. That's key, because most people are having some sense of stolen euphoria or stolen ecstasy because they are they are stealing fire, so to speak, or stealing life force, or stealing light through the addictions and through their abuses, whether it's sexual or it's donuts or it's crack cocaine or it's nicotine or it's alcohol. It doesn't really matter what it is. Addiction is addiction, and addiction is connected to.
And it's funny because I did this chat ages ago, and people get the wrong impression out there. There's lots of addiction, like I said, donuts, anything, but you can't stay in that of But he just says it really well. So
World intelligence is also throwing your game so that you're out of phase, so that they can install software. And if you realize that all addictions, again, whether it's donuts or it's sex or it's nicotine or it's alcohol or it's crack cocaine or heroin, it doesn't matter. Or daytime TV. Hey, daytime shopping. How about that one? A lot of
Jesus, daytime TV's got to be the biggest bloody thing out there, hasn't it? I mean, God, like the news and everything.
Americans are addicted to shopping online, Amazon, every day, have to buy something. There's got to be a ding dong at the door selling, bringing another delivery of some cheap, shitty merchandise for them to get a rush. There's a lot of people like that. That's an addiction by definition. So anywhere where you are addicted is where you're abnegating or surrendering life force. Be careful of that. But where you step away from addictions and then are able to move into the confluence of the geometry of now without feeling the need to reach for something, to move towards something. That's where the euphoria and the ecstasy and the natural innate bliss is to be found, where you're no longer reaching to fulfill a vacuum or an addiction. Just be aware of that. And then one falls into that bliss, and then ultimately, if you're able to stay still in that place long enough, and I guess that's where yoga and meditation come in. I've never meditated in my life. I've never said a prayer in my life.
So I love when it says this, well, because this is where I say walking meditation. I do bits of it, but not like other people do, because you can be in a walking meditation.
But I do understand the quantum stillness. I've lived
Quantum.
in that place most of my life. And so that for me is the thing. That's where the Godhead is to be found, and that's where the bliss.
That's where I'm in that quantum stillness. I don't get, worrying about this and worrying about that, blah, blah, blah.
Wave is to be found, and our ancestors want us to surf that more than anything on God's
Yes, because that channels back to them. You don't have to focus on pictures or anything like that. I totally agree with you. You just have to be a portal of light, and that just goes everywhere. And thank you for saying that, by the way, because everyone needs to know that. Well, I have something else I want to speak to you about too, and it's along the lines of the subject that we're speaking about. So in the Bible, it talks about the mark of the beast being in the forehead, and I know everybody's waiting for microchips, and you know about the reptilian part of the brain. And I was shown recently that the
Tiny little brain.
reptilian part of the brain is the mark of the beast, and everyone's coming.
Mark of the Beast is a reptilian brain. I talked about that the other day because there's like 3 brains and that's the smaller part, but a lot of people are in that, and it's a lower chakra as well. It's a lower mindset because it's all fear, lack, anger, madness, jealousy, all that's reptilian. I personally, like I said, don't really know into the reptilian or they look like this. I think it's the reptilian brain, the people who are in the reptilian brain all the time.
The reptilian part of the brain, which is lower consciousness, and of course, addiction, sugar, toxins, all those things light up the reptilian part of the brain. And a person who's in the reptilian part of the brain, they lack empathy, they lack heart, they lack kindness, they're disconnected, they're often abusers, people who are murderers, people who abuse children, they're all coming from the reptilian part of the brain. And if you do your research on this, you'll find out. So I was shown recently by the ETs too, they were speaking to me about this, that the mark of the beast is those who are coming from the reptilian part of the brain and not ascending into the higher parts of their brain. And we can actually focus, I do these.
That's the ascension. Ascending into higher parts of the brain, your higher self, not the lower self, not the reptilian brain.
These different, and I'm like you. I walk throughout the day. I'm in a state of bliss, happiness. I'm in a high frequency, and it just channels through me, and I get these downloads. I don't have to lay there or sit there. It just comes through to me, and I see the ET. So because I'm in that state perpetually, I'm speaking to the spirits. So I was shown. And like I said, the ETs were talking to me about this, that everyone was tapped into the reptilian part of the brain, and they're not accessing the higher parts. Now, what I do is I just visualize light go into the different parts of my brain, and I can access them like that and go into all sorts of different higher states. So they were saying too that when it says in the Bible that they will worship the beast, it doesn't literally mean that they have to pray or bow down or even. No, they're just you're worshiping something when you're in the same frequency as it. That's worship because your energy is channeling to that consciousness.
Yeah.
So we are living in beast consciousness. If you go back to in the Bible, Nebuchadnezzar, he was a great king. He talked to God, he spoke with God, and one day he just started to not be so good, and he did a lot of things, and he fell from that status, and he became a beast in the field. And everybody thinks that he turned into a beast or something. No, he fell from the higher consciousness into the reptilian part of the brain, into the beast part of the brain. And I did a lot of decoding on this because we have Beauty and the Beast, of course, and Prince Adam. Remember, through love, he turns back into Prince Adam, but he's a beast. So this is by accessing our heart chakra, which is the 5th element that has power over the other 4 elements.
Yeah.
We by accessing our heart chakra and putting that above the physical body and all the physical illusions out there, and actually accessing the heart, that brings us back to the state of Adam, the Christ. And so and that brings us out too of the reptilian part of the brain, because you cannot live in the reptilian part of the brain and also in your heart chakra. I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
No, you can't be in your heart chakra and be in your reptilian brain. It doesn't work that way.
Well, I don't, to be honest with you, I don't concern myself too. He fell from grace and became a beast of the land. On the other hand, did he seed part of the cosmic beneficence into the earth plane by falling to the land? The great fall in the beginning, this Catholic deception that there was a great fall. There was not a fall from grace. There was a bifurcation. We moved away. We decided to leap into the void, into the abyss, so that we could seed in the heart of darkness and bring with us back to redemption these lower elementals. So, I just see everything as being part of a beautiful, ongoing, evolving quantum story. What I don't like to do too much nowadays is go back and play with the archetypes.
Yeah, anyway, that's just him. But check that out. Like I said, Lois put it in chat. So there was that one, which is where I'm at today as well. And know that, you can't really be in the heart chakra energy if you're in reptilian brain sort of energy, little reptilian lower brain. And then Like I said, you can be a walking, talking meditation. You don't have to. If you're not one of them people who can't sit still and do that, you don't have to. You can be still as you're walking about and tuning into all that, which is more of what I do. But I do meditate as well when I feel like it, as in sitting, meditating that way. But I'm normally in that constant sort of, I get knocked off sometimes, obviously, but that's what I do. And then, and that's why I have a lot of creativity coming in and stuff like that, because in the flow with all of it. I've had some fun, bloody tastic ideas today. Well, where's the other one? Then there was a chat that, oh yeah, I just thought, oh, I'm going to go and see what Magenta Pixie's doing, because I've not seen Magenta Pixie for a bit. And then she told us about a guy who'd done a video for her, because she's been attacked off a masculine person, energy, I should say. And it was just a friend that was sort of defending her. And I thought, yeah, because there has been a lot of this going on. And these people do not listen to people. They just listen to what they think they want to hear, or what they want to hear. Because I'm not going to play all of it, but it was
You're better.
a guy called Jeffrey Doherty. I think it's Doherty. I probably said that wrong. Anyway, just listen to what he's going to say.
Magenta Pixie's message, whether you believe it or not, I'm convinced, and she shared, at least at the time she shared it, agreement that we are speaking some of the same truths, and our effort was to reach across the aisle and talk to one another. But people say, Jeff, why the heck do you have to stick up for young Pharaoh? Why the heck do you have to stick up?
Oh, young Pharaoh was
for Magenta
amazing.
Pixie? Well, I'll try to give you some idea of why I'm doing it by sharing this little quick video that I'm going to share via fair use. This will give you an idea of why I'm doing it. Then I'll do
just
it
basically saying because she's a friend, but I'm gone.
Watching somebody, kick a puppy. I mean, she's not a puppy, but she's very, very strong and powerful, but yet you want to protect her because she's just that kind of person. So this is what I thought about, and I'm going to share this with you real quickly, and then we'll
I get this sort of stuff
we
as
will
well.
get into a little bit of reaction of what I want to talk about, just to make sure I'm on the right thing here. We'll get into a little bit of reacting to what this person said, and I did a pulled an all-nighter last night studying for tonight's late night in the Heartland. Literally, I was up until 7 this morning, so I may not be on top of my game. Tell us how to defeat the cabal. And this is one of the things. And when I saw this person attack Magenta, I immediately thought of her, and I thought of her in these terms. Pure and undefiled religion before our God and Father is this: to care for orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. And I immediately this is what came to my mind when I started thinking about Magenta. And this doesn't mean what we've been taught it means. I'd just like to show you real quickly what it actually means. It means she's guiltless. She's all of those things. Pure and undefiled. Undefiled means free from contamination. I believe she is that as well. And it says religion, but what it really means is reverence or worship of our gods. The way that we express our devotion to our gods. And when I think of Magenta Pixie, I think of clean, pure, guiltless devotion to our gods. And it says, again, before our gods, it's not necessarily the God.
Okay.
Those and being spotted on a copyright on the word, but he kind of hijacked my name. That's okay. He never has and never will teach. Stand by. British person is smart enough to look across the ocean and see a great man like Donald Trump fighting for truth.
Yeah.
And you could apply that verse to Donald Trump. He's trying to fight for those things that are pure and undefiled, and those that are being subjected to what we're being subjected to.
Great speech you did lately as well.
He said that Magenta Pixie was a psyop. I don't think that he even knows what a psyop is.
Now, I get this a lot from that community that think they're all, I don't even know what to call that community. Everything's a psyop. Dolly's a psyop. This is a psyop. Kane's a psyop. Trump's a psyop. Psyop, psyop. They just chuck this word out, nilly-willy. But yeah, it's like, really. But these people don't really listen to what people like Magenta or me or anyone else says. They don't really listen because they don't want to listen.
And this term psyop gets thrown around and nobody defines it. If you want to know what a psyop is, watch tonight when we talk about Ted Bundy and the demonization of the white male. That's a psyop. Magenta Pixie reaching across the aisle.
Woman.
We had a literal talk. Magenta, you are very much Fluffy Bunny, New Age Unicorn. I'm red hot, smacking them around. Christian whistleblower, kind of truther. She's New Age. And we talked to each other and said, what if we could reach across the aisle? And we did. And we did. And that's what this is about. So it's not about Magenta talking about sit around and do nothing. It's about Magenta reaching out to a very vast
Basically,
movement.
check it out, because it was basically saying all these people that don't listen and just scream out, and someone else did in his chat, they listen to Magenta and say, I've had it before, are you waiting for a saviour? Oh, did you say you've just got to sit there and meditate and wait for a saviour? Oh, do you think Mr. Trump's a saviour? Do you just think all this crap? It's like, no one ever said that. Just like I said, he's a guy doing his thing. We're the ones that have got to stand up and rise against all of this, not in a angry sort of like violent way, but they never listen. They just put all this crap out, cry like babies, but don't actually really listen to anything anyone's really saying. And then when she's talking about the White Wing Collective of 9 of what she channels, start going on about channel, and he's trying to explain she's not said she's channeling herself of, it just made me laugh, of all aspects of herself in the past, in the now, and actually in the future, our future higher self. And just the way he did it was really good, because that's all they moan about. They can't see, everything they picked at in a channel, what she says with certain things. He even mentioned Flat Earth and the global. I came to that point, just like Magenta Pig said, went through all that, and I still say realm, but he said if you can look at both as if it is this and it is that, not it's just this, maybe it's both, depending on what perception you're looking at, because it's all down to perception. But so what? Who cares anyway? But that sort of, well, all right, whatever. Bit of both there going on. Yeah, throwing ping pong balls in there over bulletproof glass houses. Yeah, exactly.
And he says Magenta channels.
Magenta
She says,
channels.
don't do anything, just sit around and channel other beings. Well, sir,
She's never said just sit there and channel other beings. People go, oh, it's as if they're not saying there's movement. You just got to sit there and meditate. Like, it's all gonna. It's like, she's never said that. She's never said that. People don't listen. They only listen to what they want to listen to. And if the people who come from other places where they're into people that don't like Magenta Pixie, they'll just copy what they say. They don't actually listen, and they don't actually get it.
you have a profound ignorance
Ignorance, yeah.
in regards to what Magenta Pixie means by channeling. If you've ever read one of her books,
I've got 2 of her books.
if you have ever watched more than one of her videos, you would know. I had the same problem with Magenta. And I read and I listened and I heard her say,
Listen.
yes, I do channel this. I think she calls it the White Wing Council of 9. But do you know what the White Wing Council of 9 is? Do you know what Magenta Pixie thinks the White Wing Council of 9 is? It's her. Magenta, as far as I know, says that this White Wing Council of 9 is her. It is her externalized higher self, maybe from the future, maybe from other dimensions, but it's absolutely
We're all everywhere.
brilliant.
Yeah.
And one of the keys to being able to be fully divine and fully sovereign and fully free, and I'm still learning this, and Magenta Pixie is still teaching me that we think we can just be divine, sovereign, and free within this matrix that we're in. Oh, no, 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 no. Magenta broadens your horizons.
Said there's facets of us everywhere.
You can be divine, sovereign, and free.
Yeah, energy's
Where
infinite,
you are,
exactly.
But you can be divine, sovereign, and free across all of your dimensional aspects, across all of time.
Yes.
Like Cynthia says, it's her memories and her higher self from across all time. So she's not channeling other entities. You dummy. You messed up.
Do you remember when I said channeling. I had to make a name, and I did the painting of Indigo 7 because of what I saw coming into myself when I went for a Reiki healing session. That's me. That's my higher self. I just give it a name. It's my higher self. And just to put out there, guys that don't know, I have been going through you go and check that channel out if you want to see the rest of it. Someone's just said they don't know Magenta. Go to Magenta Pixie's channel. If you resonate, you resonate. If you don't, you don't. I'm going to do one more video in a minute. But if you don't know, I've been going through a purge for the last 31 days. And it finished on last Thursday, you know, when I got the picture of like the Archangel Michael energy in. And which to me was initiation, because after 31 days of what? Purging energy and different things, because I was doing energy work, because I am now a Reiki practitioner. I didn't go around shouting it out, but I'm a Reiki practitioner, and that's another thing I'm going to be going ahead and doing, because when I went to my my Reiki teacher in January, I just had this, oh my God, moment of, it's something I need to do. It's something that I wanted to do a few years ago, but I just didn't do it because people were putting me off, and my mum was putting me off, and I didn't really do it. It was that thing I wanted to do. Because I know I am a healer. I've realised that. It's another thing I've always realised, because friends have always said, you know, when you've spoke to me and that, I feel better, and as a kid, and I've always worked with kids and stuff like that, and I've always attracted people that were, like my mum would say, why do you always attract these people who are broken? I don't mean broken, but you know, like, got these problems, I got that, like, why not? Well, I know why now. I know why now. So I just want to put that out there, that, you know, if I was coming up with chats and stuff, that might have been a bit, but I was purging. And the reason why I didn't mention it was, I didn't put it out there for people to know. So people's, you know, people with nasty ass energy out there could interfere with my energy while I was doing the purge. But now I am a Reiki practitioner. So that's another, you know, journey for me, and, you know, what I wanted to do a few years ago, and I'm bringing that in. And there's a lot, I know there's quite a lot of you in chat as well, and that's been amazing, that I've been syncing up and speaking to people who do that as well, and that is universal energy anyway. You know, we all have it, and but you can get, you know, strong ones in, but it's yeah, that's been amazing. And that's why I said it wasn't a coincidence. On the last day I did it, the morning after I woke up, I took that picture and I got the whole blue face on camera, which some people thought was scary, but it wasn't to me. And I'd been thinking a lot about like Archangel Michael energy and stuff like that. So to me, when I was standing on that doorstep saying I'd initiated myself, blah, 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 that came in, and wrote 33 Christ consciousness as I speak, with 22 up there as well. Master numbers up there. What, 11? We had 11 before, 11, 22 and 33. So, yeah. Because you've got 11 at the bottom of the triangle, 22, add them together, 33 at the top. Just saying. Anyway, hi, Zack Attack. So, the next video I want to show, probably trigger some people, but there you go, is the lovely, where is she? The lovely Pam, hang on. Talking about moon energy the other day, but let's just get this out of the way. Woo! Right. So, all right, yeah. So, Pam Gregory, who's a really good astrologer. Now she's talking about. It's just made me laugh because it popped up this morning for me, and I just thought, oh, let me get it up. New moon in Pisces is on the 13th of March. Now, I'm a Pisces. A lot of people get confused with coming out of the Piscean age of corruption and this, that. That isn't talking about Piscean people. That's talking about the age of that. So, she's talking about, I just loved it because she was talking about my star sign, and this is the way I am. And no wonder my name's called on the channel Dolly Daydream. But let's just have a listen to the new moon in Pisces, the 13th of March.
Hi everyone, Pam Gregory, astrologer. I'm going to be speaking to you today about the first half of March and the new moon in Pisces that is going to be coming up on the 13th of March. But also I'll be going to be talking more broadly about some of the big themes through this year. Now, for the next 23 years, we have a lot of Aquarian
Weird stuff. Been doing weird stuff for ages. Weird means fate and destiny. Yeah.
energy. We have Jupiter in Aquarius most of this year. Saturn stays there till 2023. That's when Pluto starts to move into that sign until 2044. A lot of Aquarius energy. Aquarius is to do with our higher mind. And so this is one of the reasons I feel we're going to be shifting in terms of our ability, becoming the new human, if you like, in the best possible organic way. We're going to be becoming more psychically sensitive. We might be able to see and feel.
This is why if you listen to what she's saying to Astral Thief, if you just said weird stuff, listen to what she's saying about Aquaries, which, you know, that's where we're going. You're making me laugh, you lot, talking about your Reiki. Yeah, Rainbow Wizard says, I've spent the last 15 years unpicking the suppression that society, etc. forced upon me. Reiki was a third eye opener for me too, and the things I've seen. And then Indigo Rays, because I know you lot of Reiki teachers. Going through the going through 3 degrees of Reiki was an amazing journey for me, and I know the next 2 Dolly Daydream will be amazing for you. And then Archangel Michael said, because I know you're one as well. Yeah, Indigo, she will kick ass on the next 2 levels. Whoop whoop. So listen to what she's saying about the energies and things that are coming in, which a lot of us are experiencing this anyway.
Energy in a way that we couldn't do it before. So initially, for some of us, these may be quite subtle effects. For other people, or at other times for us, they're going to be surges of
Yeah, like what, Astral?
energy, and we're going to feel quite destabilized, Uranus, in our bodies. Uranus is in Taurus till 2026. So this can manifest as headaches or dizziness or nausea because every cell in our body is being upgraded through this process.
What, photonic light?
Which is pouring onto the
I should have said photonic light at the same time. What do you think the photonic light is as well? All them orbs coming in and everything.
earth. Because every cell in our body is being upgraded through this process, partly through the photonic light which is pouring onto the earth. And so
Thank you.
any strange symptoms.
Thank you. Organic Intelligence 313. Yes, congrats, Reiki degree. Thank you.
Try not to worry about them. See it as an adventure in this consciousness revolution.
Which I just said, it is an adventure. It's a hero's journey. Yes, Ordinary Bear, you're allowed to have days where you wobble. It's fine. I didn't, but you can have that. It's fine.
Evidence that you are being physically upgraded, and then it gets to be quite exciting. So this square between Saturn and Uranus, Saturn in Aquarius, Uranus in Taurus, which we have all year and into some of next year, as I say, this is the consciousness revolution that we're going through, and that's accelerated by this photonic light. And for some people, it's also being accelerated as they're starting to connect with galactic beings, benevolent beings who are helping their perspective.
I think I've just started doing that. I've been doing it for a while, but that just proved it the other day. But yes, the higher realms.
Helping them to see this whole transition in a much bigger way. And Uranus is the futuristic planet, the one that always wants us to go in kind of leaps and bounds forward, whereas Saturn is the old, the way things have always been. And
Saturn is the old, the way things have always been. Saturn has been in control for quite a long time now. This is falling. You know, it's, I said, old way of thinking, old way of doing, old way of being, you know, all that fear, all that suppression, all that. We're coming away from that. So it's going to be hard if you're not going to come away from it, but it's choice.
Saturn in Aquarius is really our old mental structures. So
mental
structures is about
thinking.
We've outgrown the old mental structures. We've outgrown the old consciousness, and we're now on several leaps forwards.
New consciousness.
Evolution, because apparently this is if not the biggest
Hi, Edward Robinson. Yes. Hi, good times. Yep, that's why we say keep your frequencies up. Hi, Julie as well.
in human consciousness, certainly one of the biggest in many, many thousands of years. So it's an incredible opportunity that we're going through right now. We should feel quite privileged, really, to be on the earth at this time, even though on the 3D level, things are incredibly tough and grueling on the outside. But I hope what I'm going to be talking about today will help you a little with that. Let's go to the detail of March. Mars was in its own sign of Aries for 6 months, from July last year to January this
Bye,
year.
Astro
Very long time,
Thief.
6
Have a good
months.
sleep.
It's raced through Taurus and it's entering Gemini on the 4th of March. Now, wherever Mars
On the 4th of March, which is Finn's birthday.
is in the zodiac, it will energize.
Right, yeah, that Pisces. I'm a Pisces, so I'm going to big myself up here, but what did she say? I'm Finn's a Pisces. You can tell Finn's a Pisces. He's like his mother when he's drawing. What messages does he bring? He's a Pisces as well.
Mars was in its own sign of Aries for 6 months, from July last year to January this year. Very long time, 6 months. It's raced through Taurus and it's entering Gemini on the 4th of March. Now, wherever Mars is in the zodiac, it will energize that
Happy birthday for tomorrow, Julie.
sign. So see where Gemini, the sign of Gemini, falls in your chart. See which house area it's in, because Mars over the next couple of months is going to energize or activate that area of
She's just mentioned about headaches.
life for you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can download a free birth chart from my website and go to this link above, and you can download a 2-part video series from my store that you can use.
My son and I are both Capricorns. Ah, yes, and me and my son are both Pisceans.
Any update you ever do to help you orientate yourself within
My fella's a Capricorn.
your own personal birth chart and get the meaning of any update I ever do. So, see where that falls in your chart, but also Mars in general in Gemini is going to energize, it's going to increase our urge to gather the facts and to gather information. That's what Gemini is about. It's quite magpie.
We are gathering facts and information, aren't we, on another level, if you know what I'm saying? That's all coming in the physical plane.
Like, needs to gather information. Now, yes, we still have the long-running Neptune square to the nodal axis that at times, although that's waning, it will still create disinformation.
What is that? Happy birthday, 45 years old today to Danny. Happy birthday.
Out there,
Earth Day.
what's true and what's not, what can I trust? And this is where discernment becomes really, really super important this year. Dropping into your heart to know the truth, because Gemini is the sign of choices, and we are going to be, all of us, making some very, very big choices in our lives going forwards this year. There's no doubt about that. And when you're making those choices, as well as dropping into your heart, can I suggest, and this is picking up on what I was saying in my last video, that you consider the themes of organic versus inorganic in making those decisions, because there's such a big fork in the road right now. As I said, and we're all part of what we're creating with that. Now,
Been getting lots of number messages, lots of triple numbers the last couple of months. Yep.
10th of
Seeing
March,
things,
the
you
Sun
see.
comes to conjunct Neptune. And
Neptune! I love the Neptune.
that's at 20 degrees of Pisces. And Neptune has some beautiful qualities, especially in its own sign of Pisces, which I'm going to be talking about in a moment. But the shadow side of Neptune here can be secrets, can be lies, even deceptions. And with the Sun coming to highlight...
Some people will see that as, oh, that must mean Dolly's a liar and she's deceptive. No. It's about some of the energies. No.
shine a light on those, we could see some truths coming out at this time.
Oh, we will.
Having said that, the whole of this year is a year of revelation.
Oh, yes, it is.
A year of disclosure.
Friggin' hell, what a year it's going to be this year. Within yourself and outside as well. I'm like, oh my God.
Of things, truths that for all of us, I think, are going to be really shocking at times. But this.
Yeah, in the physical realm, it's going to be very shocking. This is why you've got to get strong within yourself and know who you are, get your bliss on and all that. But for what's coming, as I've been saying and saying and saying and saying. So yes, she's bang on with that.
Could be another particular period round about the 10th where we're seeing a lot of that come out into the open. Then on the 13th, we have the new moon at 23 degrees and 3 minutes of Pisces. This happens at 2:21 a.m. Pacific and 10:21 a.m. UK time. This is the perfect time to set a new beginning, set a new intention.
So, full moon in Pisces on the 13th, set a new intention. That's what I was doing on the other full moon we've just had. Set the intentions. New intentions for yourself and everything. Beautiful intentions.
Chart for whatever seed you want to plant.
In the energy of
That you want
Pisces.
to manifest in your life. So see where 23 of Pisces falls in your chart, and that will help you condition your intention. So Pisces is such beautiful energy in so many ways. It's very dreamy. It's very...
Hence why my channel's called Dolly Daydream. And I've always been called a dreamer. Nothing but a dreamer.
magical and mystical.
Yes.
It is very connected to altered states. And it's those states where you may be
Consciousness.
writing poetry or writing...
Not their altered states that they like power. Some people going, yeah, altered states, monarch training. No, altered states of consciousness, and just like she's saying what she's saying now. Let's listen to that again.
Creatively. To altered states. And it's those states where you may be writing poetry or writing creatively or listening to music or being out in nature, where you can just lose the sense of time.
Like the nature video I did the other day.
And space. You drop into no time.
As I said the other day, when you're out in nature, when I was out in nature the other day, there was no time, there was nothing going on in the world, because I was just like, oh, listen to the water, listen to the birds singing, oh my God, look how green the plants are, wow, 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 look at the light coming through the trees, look at this, look at that, wow, look at the daffodils, wow, wow, wow. Nothing else was happening in my realm apart from the oh my godness, goddessness that was going on in nature.
Because Neptune for me is one of the planets that really suggests that connection to 5D reality, out of time and space.
Ooh.
So it does have this magical and mystical quality to it. It's very connected to dreams as well. Pisces and Neptune, its ruler. So it's a great idea around about this time to have a dream journal, if you don't do it already. I mean, many people are having huge...
Yes, Leona, I'm holding my light and staying in my own beautiful reality, so am I. That's what we should all be doing. And what she said about, I think she says now about dreams and everyone having more dreams. I've been putting the intention to have dreams and remember them and knowing them in the morning, and that's what I've been getting in, because I put the intention out to have them. I've been asking to have them and remember them, and all these dreams are coming back in now. So to me, that proves the fact that things are thinner, the veil, things are coming in more now. It seems more lighter, and dreams seem to be coming back to people, and that's why I always say we will go marching on. Yeah, always have a dream journal. Remember something about journal? I'm coming with a load of stuff with that soon in my creative way, or my creative shop. That'll be, I've had some right good ideas.
Dreams that seem very strange.
All about intentions, yeah.
Bringing up things from the past, and that's simply to release them. But personally, and it's something I've suggested to many of my clients, to, as you're falling asleep, ask a question of your dreams. Show me the next step. Show me the answer to A or B.
Ask and you will receive.
So often, within, if not that night, the next 2 or 3, you get a surprising answer. So have a dream journal by your bed, and before you open your eyes or move...
Haven't I been saying have a journal, have a journal?
And then write it down. So, as I said,
it is Pam Gregory, and it was the latest one she did on the new moon in Pisces, 13th of March.
This quality which connects us, I believe, to the divine, to divine consciousness, to spirit, to unconditional love. Mm-hmm. And this is really about living in the love harmonic. And there was a beautiful quote I saw just the other day from Dr. David Hawkins, who wrote Power versus Force.
So I was saying, if you're arguing and fighting and going on in that energy, that's not in the divine connection. Do you know what I mean?
And what he said I thought was really beautiful. He said, love has been misinterpreted as an emotion.
It doesn't matter, Chris G, if you don't remember all of them. Just write the snippets down that you do, and they might start triggering you to remember. And then you might remember bits after a week or something. I even said to my sister today, because she said she's going to start writing them down. She's doing poetry again now. She's brilliant at poetry. Wait till I read some out that she's been writing. But I just write bits down. If there's missing bits, sometimes they come back. But I keep looking at it, even if it's today or a week later, and they might make more sense if they don't now. But if you keep a dream journal and put the intention out before you go to bed, ask that you would like to dream, you would like to get messages, and you would like to remember them so you can write them down. So I've been doing it. It's been happening quite a few nights on the trot.
Reality, it is a state of consciousness.
Yes, I'm sleeping better as well, Leona, after all that mad Mercury energy at retrograde. But yeah, definitely being in another surreal dream. And Rainbow Wizard does a great week creativity wise, lots of awesome stuff going on. You know, oh yeah, and your festival, that sounds cute. I couldn't find your email. I'm gonna have to check. It's probably in spam. I was like looking through. I was like, where the bloody hell? Dream I had was speaking up to others over persecution with neighbours. I thought, yeah.
The world and seeing self and others. Wow, I think that's amazing. It's a state of consciousness, because yes, we can have romantic love, and that's wonderful too. But this
yeah, she says about romantic love, but it's like I've said before, I had to work on myself for 5 years. Wasn't really interested after a while, because you have to love yourself and be in a communion and relationship with yourself and love yourself in that good way of, you know, being kind to yourself and all that before anybody comes in. And if you do it that way, the right person will come in. When my fella came in lockdown of all, but mine has to be upside down and the wrong way around and in weird situations, but that's fine. You know, we complete each other even though we're a little bit different on things, but that's fine. But I will say, we knew each other when we were 17, but we didn't really speak to each other. We fancied each other, but never really spoke to each other then, because we went off in different circles of friends, even though he knew me and I knew him, and he knows my sisters and all them, and they all sort of hang around with the same people. But yeah, funny.
Love as a high state of being. This is the Pisces energy of connecting to source.
The Pisces energy of connecting to source. Yes, that's why everyone says normally when I was younger, oh, you're a bit dreamy. Oh, you believe in all these, you know, fairy-like things and this energy and like what people would say was weird. Remember Fate and Destiny? They've always said, a friend said, way before lockdown, I went out on a night out and a guy said to me, oh, you're very off with the fairies, you aren't you? And I was like, yeah, that's me.
Connecting to two.
I don't let people tell me what to believe in.
But this is love as a high state of being. This is the Pisces energy of connecting to source and connecting to oneness. And that's another wonderful side of Pisces, that its urge is to go beyond polarity and beyond duality, beyond the yes, no, right, wrong, good, bad, blue, red, whatever, the debates and the division and the polarity. It urges to connect with source.
I've been through all that.
And I feel this very much in nature. I mean, that's always my touchstone.
Well, if you have no dreams and no inspiration, you have to get into the stuff that you love more, like I'm always banging on about. The more you get into yourself, higher states of consciousness, do the things that you love doing, don't let anyone else tell you what to do, stand in your own truth. You know, if you can't think, remember what you did as a kid, get into that flow state, you will. And if you ask and you shall receive, you will get more. You will get more in. You will. Yeah, do so. Remember what you liked as a child if you're not feeling very inspired at the minute because of what's going on in the outside world. Don't look too much at that. That's a distraction. Yes, there is shit that's going to be coming out that has to come out to take all this down. But if you start concentrating on you and what you love, not what anyone else is saying or what they're telling you to do or what they think's good for you or what they think you are or whatever, you do you. And bring that in all the time as much as you can, like a walking meditation, and it will start to flow. I'm having lots. Oh, good. Well, there you go.
But we are moving into a time when we really are going to be living by quantum principles.
Quantum!
And let me just describe a little
Physics.
more here.
It's all quantum. Quantum.
At this new moon, we have 3 planets in Aquarius: Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn. This is the sign of higher knowing, higher mind. And we have 4 planets in Pisces. We have the Sun and the Moon always together at a new moon. We have Venus and Neptune in a tight grouping. And this is to do with, as I say, connecting to source, to the divine, etc. This is highly creative as well. I mean, Venus conjunct Neptune.
No wonder Pisces is at the 12th house, isn't it? Whoop, back round to that sort of,
It's very much about creativity and beauty and aesthetics. So it's a very fine energy. Also, I feel Pisces, although it's a water sign, the most sensitive water sign.
Sensitive water sign, but mine just came on the cusp of Aquarius, so yeah, I just switched over.
Me is also about the ethereal.
Oh, yes.
The intent.
So Pisces is all about the ethereal. Well, what have I been painting for ages? Angels, angels, angels. It's always angels. It's always angels. Angels, angels, angels. They've always mainly got wings on. If you ever see just little ones, but they've normally got wings on. Oh, yes.
Because that's what it is about, really. You know, it's seeing, feeling energy. It's that kind of thing.
I see it. I'm feeling it.
So, with 3 planets in Aquarius, 4 planets in Pisces, the last 2 signs in the zodiac of higher mind and the ethereal, this to me is really encouraging us to use our inner state as our internal reference point. We're moving beyond Capricorn energy now. We've still got Pluto.
It makes me laugh just reading out of my astrology book. It says, Pisces, the sun in Pisces, your life's purpose is to offer service to higher principle. A journey that may involve the sacrifice of personal desires. Developing artistic imagination is a key dimension of your life. Where's the... The importance of dreams. For Pisceans, the virtual reality of dreams, myths, fantasies and stories may feel more real than ordinary life. Oh, no, shit, Sherlock, because it is. Magic and enchantment. This sign is drawn to enchanted worlds through the portal of the imagination. Well, that's what we all use. I'm just saying. And they connect with the intangible and the magical and the divine source of life, nature, mutable water. Yeah, I just thought, no, that's what I've been talking about.
Going through the last few degrees till 2024 finally. But check in, get into the habit of your inner state being your point of reference.
And then it makes me laugh because in this book it says, that now my mum's always said this, saving the world. Pisces is the saviour, compassionate and devoted. Going to trigger some people, but there you go, it's in the astrology there. I'm like, well, mum's always like, why do you feel like you need to have to save the world and save everyone? A lot of us are like that, but I'm like, oh.
And we are moving beyond the way of creating things by effort, by logic, by time. So in the old days, the way we've...
Logic and all that is Saturn, isn't it? All that logical facts, all that. It's old. Hi, Major Face Palm. I think I've got it right there instead of calling you Bam.
If we wanted to achieve a goal, we thought, well, I've got to do A, and then if I do that well, I can go on to B, and then if I pass that exam, I can do C, and then if I work really hard at that, then maybe I can get to D. It's that kind of push, effort, logic, time. We're moving into a whole different creation of our reality now. We're going to understand this very
different dimension
of checking with your inner state, being in high frequency energy. And although I mentioned this many times, just for those people who still ask me about it. This is about being in joy, gratitude, appreciation, love, peace. Those are high frequency emotions.
Ooh, joy, which I'm always talking about, 1330 there going on. Remember, the attitude of gratitude. Get a journal. Mine is here. The attitude of gratitude every day. You know, all them things that I've been talking about month after month after month after month.
It's low frequency or anger, fear, panic, etc.
That's all the old.
So we set our inner radio dial and then start to flex your intention muscles as a habit. I use intention all the way through my day.
You've got to start flexing them. Like I said before, you've got to start getting new habits and bringing it in. The more you do it, the more it'll just become like automatic. You'll just do it, you know, without thinking, oh, I've got to go and do that. You'll just end up doing it.
Lynn McTaggart, I often quote, as the queen of intention. Let's read her the shutters. I had that kind of colour. I had lots of visual cues of what I wanted to pull into my life. And within a really short time, like a week, technologies, let's say, or wonderful things.
Anyway, you can go and listen to the end of that because I'm not playing all of it. There wasn't much left, but that was Pam Gregory. She's an astrologer. She's really geared. New moon in Pisces, 13th of March 2021. Go and check her channel out. But yeah, so there's all this stuff going on that many of us have been talking about, and that's why I say keep in your joy, keep in the you. Hope you're all walking into your higher self, because I know that looking back at the trials and tribulations I've been through my whole life of my story, my hero's journey, and there's a lot of goddess talk I'm going to be doing soon as well, but I noticed that I've gone through quite a few of the goddesses, for me as a feminine, you know, goddess myself, that I've been through a lot of those, and they to me are energies, different energies that you go through your life of, like I said before when I read anything out, of different energies, and then you step into your divine self because you're starting to learn to, you know, be your own guru, like I've said before, be your own ascendant master, because when you become ascendant master, it's you mastering your mindset, so you're not getting triggered, you're not getting, you know, I'm not there fully yet, but I know, you know, that's what I'm working on, and I know that's why different things have been coming in abundance wise, and just all them good things that are coming in the way I feel, and the light that I see coming in, the divine light that's coming in, messages I'm getting in my dreams, all this sort of stuff that's matching up, even through videos on technology, because that's how the divine works. It's divination in a modern way. I will be doing a chat on that as well soon, but there's there's quite a few things I want to talk about, and there's a beautiful book that I'm going to be doing a bit of a reading for you at some point, and it's about the spiral dance, and I'm just, you know, where I'm at the minute with stuff that I'm into and believe. There's a bit in this that I'm going to read to you all because it's beautiful. Oh, excuse me. And it's an older book, but I will be reading bits out of it because it's absolutely beautiful, the beginning of it, and I was just like, yes, well, I knew this anyway, and this is what I'm apart from, this is what I'm going to be talking about in the very near future now, because it's where I'm at on my hero's journey of her journey, the hero, you know, and it's just amazing me every day. Like I said, when you're in awe and wonderment, like childlike, a divine child, you're just like I said, when I went out in nature, and I was like, oh my God, the flowers and everything, like the primrose coming up in my garden today, and just everything, sitting in the sun for a little bit when I was writing it down, and the sun was just on my face, kissing my face. It's just like when you think like that, you're not thinking about other stuff, you're just like, you know, it's beautiful. I'm working on myself. I'm seeing the work being done on myself. I'm seeing my progress. That's why I said if you write it down, you'll see your progress. Obviously, I've got a channel, so I can see my progress that way. But it's beautiful, and I'm seeing people doing it as well, you know, and people cheering me on from the sidelines as well. So it is beautiful. And then I'll be cheering other people on that are coming through, like a lot of my friends are as well now, and family members. So it is brilliant. And that's what I say, where I'm up to now is not about what I look like, what I wear, what I'm into, my beliefs. It's the whole point of the intentions behind it all. And I hope that some of the chats you'll be listening to, even if you are from a different faith, belief or religion, it doesn't really matter. It's nice to listen to what other people are saying, because something might click with you. And that's why I say it doesn't matter if anyone in chat is of a religious mindset or in a different belief or isn't into everything I'm always saying. It's just a frequency we know, no matter what it is, as long as you've got good intentions with a good heart and you're stepping into your divine self and you're in that goddess, God. Because remember, there's a God, but there's a goddess too, and there's 31 there. To me, it's a merged energy. It neither is male or neither is female. It just is both. But yeah, but I have stepped into my divinity, my goddess divinity. All women are goddesses, and that's taking your power back as far as I'm concerned. And thank you, Tapper. So I'm going to go, and I didn't know you were there. I'm going to go now, and I will, wanted to read that out. I will see you, what we on Monday? Don't know what day yet, because like I said, I'm a bit busy, and it's Finn's birthday on Thursday, so we'll see. It might be in the day or something, I don't know. But I'm just putting the message out to everyone again. Do you stay in the joy factor? You can be a walking meditation. You know, if you've been worried, oh, I can't meditate, I don't see that, you don't have to be. You're in a walking meditation for every day, trying to put your intentions out. Bring yourself back when you're feeling a bit mad to centre. Do the things you love. Enjoy the sunshine, people. Don't let any other people out there dim your light to tell you what you are, who you are, whatever. That's their problem. You're here to do you. They don't define who you are. It's just like Gina G, I think, who does all the things in the sky that she's seen. I just saw a live of her today, and she was like, oh, so people are going to tell me to get off YouTube. Okay, I'll do so. No, I won't. Oh, people are going to tell me I'm this, that and the other. I'm just going to, no, I won't. You don't, no one tells you what to do. You tell yourself what you're doing. Like I said, you step in your own divinity and your own light and your own strength and your own truth. That's one mega powerful person, do you know what I mean? When you can do that and not be wobbled or swayed off others. Big hugs and lots of love to everyone. Thank you, WJM, your Yakutar fam, and thank you all for chat. Yes, the Yakutar fam in the house. Yeah, we've got the cult of the Yakutar. Some people would like to think so. So I am going to go and do me now, and I'm going to chill out. I'm going to get another hot herbal tea, and I'm going to sit and read this gorgeous book that I'm reading, that I am going to come and do I'll read to you when I'm in bed. We'll have a bit of a story time. I'm going to tell you a story. I'll tell you a story of the birth of the ancient religion of the great goddess. Well, yes, we'll have a night of that. Don't know when I'm doing it, but there's a few chats that I've written down that will sway and swallow this. But like I said, don't stay in the rabbit holes if you're going down the rabbit holes. I came out the rabbit holes, but all those experiences had to be experienced. You can only know and go through your journey and talk about certain stuff through your own experiences. So I had to experience all that. But like I said, there is shit going on that's going to be seen. But I had to go through those experiences. If you could find it in your heart to send Dolly a coffee donation. Oh yeah, the it's in chat for anybody who's interested. The what is it? Email. Yeah, thank you, Tapper. But no one's arms up the back, so you don't have to either. But there you go. So yeah, I can't remember what the titles are gonna be off the top of my head. So you're just gonna have to tune in next time. But there's gonna be all sorts of things. Oh, by the way, I was in my garden today, and I was looking at my broom that's in the garden, my witch's broom, and I just went to move it, and it fell off. So I had to fix it, but there was little spiders and things in it because they'd made a little house because it is outside. But I was like laughing to myself because I got the broom, like a witch's broom, a broom, a beeston or whatever you call it, and I had a normal sweeping brush, and I thought, yeah, well, I like my beeston because it's curvy like a woman, the other one's just straight like a man, and that's why I was into Art Nouveau instead of Art Deco, when they sort of got rid of all that feminineness from that art era. But I do love Art Nouveau, circles versus squares there. But yeah, I had to fix it, and then I thought, ooh, ooh, there's something I could do. But it just made me chuckle because I've left it out near my door. But it's short now. It's small because the handle snapped and I had to like cut a bit off and put it back in. It's like a short ass one now. My husband calls our broom my car. Yeah. See, people make me laugh because, you know, they go back, oh, you know, you'd be flying around on your broom. And it's like, well, really, it was for sweeping out energies and it was for like, is the witch in or out? And, you know, message the way it was put in. It was also to do with fertility as well. But also used for sweeping out the bad energy out of your house as well. Because if you're not opening your windows and letting the fresh air in, which I do every morning, it makes the house cold. But if you're opening your curtains, opening your windows and letting the air flow through, you're getting rid, spring cleaning, you're getting rid of all that, you know, stale energy off yourself as well. You know, you don't want to be sitting festering in your own ness and everything else that's going on. So, yeah, it was used for that as well. Used for many different things, but yeah, it was just like, oh, I'll fix it. So I fixed it. You know, it was fixable, so I fixed it. But it just made me chuckle because it's just when people don't understand, you know, not understanding, fearing what they don't know of. But that's something I'll be talking about at one of my soon-to-come chats, because the bit that I've read today, not that I didn't know about it, but it's just nice to go over again and maybe put the story out again, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So, yes, believe in your own power, spark of divinity. Yeah, and that's what I said at the beginning. Your spark of divinity, the more you get in that, in yourself of your divinity, the more that spark will grow. It will just get bigger and bigger and the fire will be burning. And that's the armour of God, as far as I'm concerned. That's your aura field. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like a protective field. Because you're not letting anyone put it out. It'll never go out, but, you know, unless you're passing over. But no one can put it out. There's only you that can bring yourself down in lower states. No, well, you can let people, but don't. Just say, that is not me. That is not what I choose, because I am a sovereign being and I choose to be the way I am, you know. So like I said, anyone that comes in chat off a different religion thing or whatever, and there might be some talk, you might not like what I'm saying next, but at the end of the day, you shouldn't just think like that. You should think, I should just listen and see where this person's coming from here. An army of witches. Oh yes, yes, not for the dark side though, for the white witches, light side, two sides to everything. So I will see you soon. Have a good evening, morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you very soon. And go and check them channels out, because they were brilliant. I'm sure there's something else I forgot. I know there probably is. And like I said, if you've just recently come in, like I said, this is a picture. I'll probably finish this off before I go to bed. Actually, I was sort of doodling this. That's why I believe they tried to, you know, a lot of people saying she's still alive, which wouldn't surprise me. Diana, you know, and all that, because the moon goddess Diana, you know, they all do the little things, don't they? Anyway, whatever. And yeah, like I said, I was doodling about this little face earlier on, and then this was the one I was doing in the garden this morning. So I'll probably finish this one off actually, because it's smaller, and get into that world of imagination, and then I will ask to dream again and see what messages I get in. So yes, night, and I will see you all soon. So remember, don't concentrate too much on what's going out there. Make sure you're keeping yourself in a higher state of bliss for yourself, of whatever that is, and you'll build that aura filled up. And I will see you very soon. Bye.